everyone, we're going to do a reading for you. Message that has been coming through today is something connected to a soul contract, soulmate, some sort of spiritual connection that you feel like you can't shake. Like whatever you do, wherever you go, it kind of follows you. Message coming through, and this is maybe to do with the person that is like mirroring you or connected to you, the other side of this spiritual connection. It's almost like the thing coming through is like now or never, now or never. It's now or never, it's now or never. It's super in their head right now. You might be feeling the effects of that, because I just feel like there's just like this hole in your stomach, and it's like, I don't know, it's maybe it's anxiety or it's butterflies. There's something that's here. There's a heaviness that is weighing on your soul. Your emotions might be like all over the place, especially over January as well, and just finding it really hard to regulate, get back into your normal routine, like not really understanding why you're feeling these things, because you've done a lot of healing. There may be even people like telling you what you're meant to do, or where you're meant to go, or what is like something that you're meant to move through this year. Someone else telling you about your healing. Growth, summer, you're growing. I even said in the previous reading there was a lot to do with inner childhood healing, very much connected to maybe absent either father or mother, an emotionally unavailable, maybe narcissistic, just something that you have ultimately had to heal within yourself in order to move ahead. Something about that is also coming up. I'm also like, there's a pain in my neck that's coming up as well, or like a pain in your back or your shoulders. Something coming up about that. Something also coming about teeth. I feel like teeth also has something to do with maybe childhood trauma, maybe really deep emotions, things that have been repressed, have not been like allowed to come out, to be communicated. Yeah, it kind of feels like there's just this build up, and it's almost like someone just wants to word vomit all over you. This person doesn't like to be vulnerable. They do see it as a weakness. They've been guarded. They see it as a weakness. Nobody really has ever held or had their back. They've been alone for a very long period of time. There's a lot of loneliness, there's a lot of darkness, there's a lot of shadow. There's a lot of darkness with this person. Coming towards you feels like the only option. It just feels like the only option. Nothing makes sense anymore. There's just such a heavy confusion with the divine masculine right now. Nothing makes sense even more. Like nothing makes sense anymore. They just don't get it. Things don't make sense. We got Pluto energy coming out, connected to Scorpio energy as well, transformation. But this Pluto like moves very slowly, right? It's like soul deep integration, work. It moves slow. It's not a fast-paced kind of energy. It's the kind of energy that kind of rips you apart completely in order for what's truly inside to find its way to the light again. So there could be a lot of things that this person was bound to or exposed to, and it's like they're on a path of breaking patterns, breaking toxicity, breaking things that they thought were just normal, normal parts of their world. Could be a lot of anger, a lot of frustration as well. But for some reason it feels like they've kept a watchful eye over you. And you could be really like intuitive, right? Like really intuitive, very connected to yourself. For some reason, I'm just getting that they may be a little bit more connected. A little bit more connected in maybe a different way, where they can just close their eyes and they can automatically see you. They can see you, know what you're doing, all of it. So that's how they might be spying or keeping an eye on you. Because it's almost like that maybe there was a promise. There was a promise. They promised you something. They promised you something. And maybe in your eyes, they didn't keep it. That's just knocked on my door. In your eyes, they didn't keep it, but they've been doing it secretly. Someone just knocked on my door. Decisions, yeah. Decisions and messages. Messages. Dreams could be a little bit weird right now as well. Maybe sending you messages, but it's like crack the code kind of messages. Very cryptic messages. But yeah, that's what it feels like. It's like they're at this Y bend and they have to make a decision. And they've been sitting on it for a little bit. But the foundation in which they have built their life on has crumbled. And they're having to rebuild that. But every time they go to take a step in the direction that they have been before, it just keeps crumbling and they don't understand why. And so they may seek you out for this reason, and freaking communication comes out again and completion cycles. Something else coming up could be like a fragment. You have a fragment of their soul within yourself, and maybe they have the same for you as well, something about that. But there's messages. Like it feels like you could close your eyes and they're just right there. They're just right there. And I'm getting like something to do with hands as well. Something to do with hands. It could be like a lot of astro projecting coming through with this, but it's like something to do with hands. Like holding hands or something like that. Something to do with hands. Okay, what else is coming up? What else is coming up? But yeah, there's an urgency. And this person is like very stubborn. They're very stubborn. More stubborn than you are, that is for sure. We got the wish fulfillment coming in here. Wish fulfillment. This is a wish, okay. We got control coming up in reverse. Yeah, it kind of feels like they have no control over this. The way that you make them feel, they had no control over it, and maybe that's why it's a very vulnerable place for them to be in, because they can't really control how you make them feel or how you made them feel. It was a foreign concept. They may be really good at making money or building businesses or being in control. They've never really been able to kind of get close to people, if that makes sense, like transcend the trauma that they were a part of. They could have been a soldier, a warrior, something coming about that, a soldier. But watching card is coming out, and I keep seeing like breaking some sort of pattern, some sort of toxicity, whatever it is, breaking patterns. Okay, what else? Yeah, the storm. Oh, that card that just came out, I think it was the soul tie. It was the soul tie card. It was the soul tie card. It was the reunion card. For some reason, this kind of spiritual connection, it feels so powerful. Oh my god, that hair. It feels so powerful, like almost overwhelming. The depth of emotion, feeling, just the intensity of this feels like a lot. It just feels so intense. It's intense. It just is. It's intense. There's literally no word. I don't even feel like there's a word to really convey what this is, because it feels like it's just a lot. It's a lot. You're both coming out of cycles that did not have this level of love in your life. You both have never had this type of love, or have felt this love, or have received this love before from anyone else. That has not been a part of the cycles that you both have come from, and I feel that strongly. It's not just one of you, it's both of you. You've never had this type of love in your life, and that's why it feels really vulnerable. And so for either one or both of you, might just be one of you, maybe sex and like intimacy, all of those kind of things, third party, external recreational things, was easier to delve into because it was a distraction. It felt good. There was a lot of temptation that's come up. Maybe this is more so for the divine masculine and it is for you, but it's like there was a lot of temptation that presented itself. There was a lot of options, a lot of temptation, a lot of like honey that was around whoever this person is. They had very easy access to it. Everything was very surface level because that's the life that they had created. That's the cycle that they were a part of. They didn't want to get any deeper because that was hard for them. Getting vulnerable, going deep was not a strength. It was not a strength to them. It's not a strength to them. And so yeah, there could be a lot of trauma, just a lot of things. And even maybe when they talked about maybe their hardships or just things that they've experienced, the way that they say it makes it seem like they're telling you a story about how they went to the supermarket, when really it's like they're telling you this really like heart-wrenching story. And it almost feels as if like every bit of emotion is being completely detached, and it's as if they're telling a happy story. And it's like they've closed their own emotions off to the things that they've witnessed, maybe out of protection of themselves. And so there's a lot that is coming to the surface, like a lot. And I feel like you're both each other's safe space, but you had to heal a lot on your own. Like there's parts of you that you had to work through alone before you could come back together. And I'm kind of seeing this as a thing of like, maybe you've been separated for a year or 2 years or 3 years. It's been some sort of time period where you've been separated. But it's like no matter what you've done, right? No matter what like ritual you've done or like cleansing you've done or purging you've done or spells you've done, it's like you can't get rid of this person. You can't get rid of them. They're just there. And so I'm kind of here to tell you that something has changed. And if this message has found you, I kind of feel like you might be also going through it right now because of what they are going through. And you may be someone who feels their energy more than you have ever felt anyone else's energy. And you're feeling it. You're heavily in that. So I feel like they're going through a lot of like moments of regret right now, really witnessing what they have done, what they have missed out on, what they have been doing. There's a lot that they have repressed. And I feel like this is not something that I feel like you're asking for anymore. You completely pull yourself out of it. But I feel like it's like they're about to clear their schedule, because the only thing that is something they need to prioritize right now for some reason is like it's you. It's like you, it's coming towards you. For some reason they just feel this like this urge, this calling to come and find you. They feel this urge and calling to come and seek you out. They need to seek you out. Everything could be falling apart. They may have just lost maybe the only thing left in their life that did make sense, or that they did like create room for. Maybe this is family or whatever. They may have lost something recently that is really kind of push them to go through what feels like is a lot of shadow work, a lot of healing very, very, very quickly. It's changed their perspective of life entirely, and they're looking at things very, very differently. I maybe even feel like they're a little bit embarrassed about the way that maybe they dealt with you, or how they spoke to you, or how things were left. Yeah, or how things were left. But we have change here. We have that healing in a child card, which came up yesterday as well. There is very significant healing that is taking place right now, and spirit is here guiding this. You might feel like you specifically are taking maybe steps in the wrong direction, and I just urge you to really listen to the messages coming through. Follow your heart, follow your intuition and what it's telling you. Really identify if something feels wrong. Why does it feel wrong? Why am I, if I'm going to a certain place or a certain job, whatever, why am I feeling this way about it? Delve into that, because I feel like you're being removed not just from other people, but like places, jobs, like whatever. Spirit is clearing the space of things, but it's needing you to identify that, yeah, this is, my body is telling me that this is not it. I shouldn't have to lie or make myself be someone else just to keep something that I really don't want anyway. So there's a lot that is healing. There's a lot that's taking place in your life right now at a very fast pace. And so have the courage to maybe pack your bags, have the courage to take a new step, even if you're not really sure what happens or where it will go. You'll always be provided for. And then we have the Twin Flames card coming out. And then we have the Assistance. We have the Assistance, which is the help from the universe. Oh, Twin Flame card. This is definitely very intense. This energy is very intense. There's very much a lot of significant change that is happening right here. It's happening right now. And even like that hole in the chest, the hole in the heart, it's almost as if like when you separated, you each took a part of each other with you, and it's almost as if like the image I'm seeing is like saying goodbye at an airport, but it's like saying goodbye knowing that you're not going to see each other for a really long time, and it's almost like not wanting to, but feeling like there's no other choice. It just has to happen. So yeah, oh my gosh, that's a lot. Okay, that's your reading.